These are 5 lessons you should take into 2025. Number 1, learn how to use AI. Guys, the world's advancing right now. The world is advancing so fast. I mean, it was just a year ago that the world was introduced to ChatGPT, and now everybody's using it. But we don't just have ChatGPT, we have other advanced programs, right? Like Perplexity. There's so many programs out there right now. Point is, guys, we need to learn how to use AI. I don't think AI is going to take over our jobs completely. Not quite yet, but I think that it's important that we learn how to use these programs, because just like the internet, remember the internet, when cell phones had touchscreens and everybody was using the apps that we all use now. Years before that, we didn't have that, right? But the people who didn't learn how to use it got stuck and stayed behind. And there's nothing more frustrating than trying to get a job done that requires you to use advanced technology. So I think AI is super, super important. Plus, if you want to make extra money, there are many YouTube channels out there that talk about how to make money using AI. I personally am learning how to use AI right now, slowly but surely. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have the money to pay for every single app that's out there, but there's free trials. You can always create Gmails, new Gmails, use old Gmails. For example, I have an old Gmail that's completely filled, and I just use that one to try new apps. They don't know the difference. So it's always good, you're gonna learn something. Every time you try something, you will learn something. Guaranteed, you will learn something. So AI, yeah, definitely, it's something that I'm actually very, very excited about, because I'm gonna tell you a short little story, just a quick little story. I remember in middle school, man, I think it was 7th grade, we were like at recess. And I remember those little portable TVs came out, just like little handheld TVs. Doesn't that sound weird, talking about like a portable TV? It sounds weird, right? And I remember asking a friend, because he had one. And I mean, it just got like 3 channels, but it just worked with a couple antennas or whatever. And I remember asking him, like, hey, like, do you think one day we'll be able to talk through these little portable TVs? Like, we'll be able to talk to each other? And I remember, like, we were kids, like, we didn't know. I just remember, like, we thought it was very impossible. Like, it was like Back to the Future type stuff, It was just so crazy that it wouldn't exist for another 50 or 60 years. We'd probably be dead by then or something. And man, look at us now. We're talking to each other through YouTube, a TV, YouTube, yeah, TV, a tube. That's what they call TVs in the back of the day. And then obviously we got FaceTime and talk to each other through the phone or whatever. But AI, guys, get on it. Study it and take advantage of it. Make money. Just don't get left behind. Topic number 2. Spend less money and rest less. What do I mean by this? Last year, I spent a lot of money on beer, guys. A lot of money. Every single weekend, sometimes during the day, and a lot during the holidays. I was just stressed from work. Always stressed from work. Just so stressed. So what would relax me? A beer or 2. Well, guess what? A beer or 2 turned into too many beers or 2. And I would drink a lot. I wouldn't get drunk to the point where I was belligerent, but I would just waste my time drinking, listening to music, instead of educating myself, instead of not just resting, like, I was resting, but like educating myself with online courses or watching more YouTube videos, studying so I make beats, I make instrumentals, and making more beats, trying to find more jobs, side hustles, because there's a lot of things out there that you could do. I mean, even if you're not doing that, just if you're gonna watch YouTube videos, don't scroll, guys. Look for something, you know what I mean? Long videos like this, long form videos, and try to learn something. You know what I mean? Educate yourself. The last video that I made was talking about finding your purpose in life. That helps finding your purpose in life as well. So educate yourself. It's time is valuable. Time, like I said last time in the last video, time doesn't wait for anybody. There's this old saying that says, rich people, they buy their time. Poor people, they work for their time. So try to buy your time, Rest less, meaning, you know, you only have so many hours from your 9 to 5. Invest those hours in something that's gonna give you something good for the future. You know, you're gonna be able to make money in the future. You're gonna be a little wiser with the decisions you make. You know, don't quit cold turkey. Whatever your vice is, you know, my vice is beer, but drink a little bit less. That's, you know, me. I'll drink a little less. This weekend, I didn't buy a 12-pack and a 6-pack, but I bought it was a 6-pack, but tall boys. It's a little bit less, you know. So baby steps. So yeah, guys, very important. Time is valuable, guys. Number 3. When you spend less time and when you invest more time on yourself, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna start to naturally cut people off in your life. I'm telling you this from experience. Cut people off from your life. Why? Because you are spending more hours on your goals. You're working for your dreams. Don't feel guilty for that. Work on your dreams. Yeah? Don't feel guilty for cutting people off, because, guys, life goes like that. I'm telling you, it's a 42-year-old telling you right now. Life goes like that. You know, time, they say it's like they call it subjective, or it's a perspective. You know, sometimes like we're at work and time goes by slow, but when we're having fun, time goes by fast. But the reality is, when the years pass by, you have to look. You can only look back on time, and you can only regret the decisions you make. So, if you cut people off, guys, if they really love you, if you really like, it could be just your friend, family members, they're gonna understand that you're working on yourself. Yeah, we need to work on ourselves. We can't just, you know, big sacrifices. It takes big sacrifices to do big things in life. How do you think, you know, like famous artists, singers, actors, influencers, how do you think they get to where they're at? It's not just luck, guys. It's not the hot Tua girl. You know, there's like a very small percentage that they'll have that luck and they'll have a video that go viral if you're trying to become a YouTuber influencer. But in this case, not all of us are that lucky. So you have to make big sacrifices. If it were that easy, everybody would be doing it, right? So spend more time on yourself, cut people off if you have to. You know what I mean? Get lost for 6 months. I've seen a lot of videos on that. They say you got to get lost. You got to lose yourself for 6 months. And there's people that do, and they do great, you know? I wish I could do that more often. Unfortunately, I have a family, you know? I got 3 kids and a wife, and I'm finding a balance though. You know, this weekend I had to invest in myself a lot, making these videos, planning them out, making music. I have another channel, a producer channel on Instagram, and I have to cut people off, even my family members. It's the reality, guys. If I want a better future for them, if I want to work on my dream, this is what you got to do. And I promise you, it will pay off in the long run. I had to do it a couple times with school, you know, and my family. You know, I'm able to take care of my family because of it now. And that's definitely going to help you in the future, guys. Point number 4, or topic number 4. Guys, this one, I'm going to tell you guys a story on this one, because this one is a pretty important one. Very, very important one. Number 4 and 5 are probably my favorite, because trust your gut when life tells you to trust your gut. What do I mean by that? When you make decisions, you know, it's hard to explain, but at the same time, I want to explain it the best way that I can. Like, just make judgments based off of wisdom and fear. You have to balance those out, because your mind will tell you the wisdom, right? The wisdom you have to make the judgment, but your gut will be based off of fear, if you get what I mean. But at the same time, there's that part of your gut that's going to tell you, don't do it. Yeah, it's fear, or you should do it. So I'll give you an example. After I went to school in Arizona with the audio engineering school, the trade school, I had to find a place to live, do my internship in Colombia, or in Miami, to stay close to my family in Colombia. My wife was pregnant with my twins at the time. This is 2021, in the pandemic. Imagine that. And I remember this happened to me twice actually. There, I remember this guy. He offered me a room to rent a room. I found him online. Miami is a pretty crazy place. For those of you know how Miami is. Miami's great, but you know, if you want to try to save money and not live in a really nice area, it's a really crazy place. And I ended up going to the place, and I ended up talking to the guy. He showed me the room, and you know what? I didn't like feel too much of a distrust, or I didn't like not trust him at the time. At the very moment, I didn't feel anything in my gut, but as soon as he saw me pull out the money, something dark came over me. A strong feeling, very, very strong feeling. And I noticed his girlfriend was acting weird, and the guy was like, see, this is the thing. Your body, us human beings, we react to each other, right? Our body expressions, emotions. And I noticed she was, as soon as I was giving the money, it was a down payment. She was, because I wasn't sure at the time, and I remember she was like trying to create a sense of urgency that the room was going to be occupied. So they acted like if someone was going to rent the room, like if I was the only one looking. I didn't think anything of it, but my gut did tell me something. And I remember giving him the money. I didn't sign any contract. Yeah, that was a stupid thing of me. But that night, I was doing my internship and I was on a break, and I ended up calling him, you know, to make sure that I can move in the next day or next few days. And the guy acted like, he's like, hey man, the room's not ready, A few days go by, still the same thing, guys. I'm like, what's going on? And this guy, he got really pissed. Like he was acting like it was all my fault, like I wasn't patient enough. Point is, guys, I didn't trust my gut. I didn't stop and, you know, like just say, hey, you know what, I'm not ready for this, you know, go ahead and give to the next person. I ended up losing $450. So trust your gut, guys. That's one important story to tell you. Second one, when I jumped from one job to the next quickly because I saw a shiny object. They were paying really well, but I went through a temp agency, you know, a temporary agency that they help you find work. I'm an AV tech, guys, and I ended up looking for this. I ended up looking online to see the reviews for this company. I didn't see too many good reviews on it. The material, the vans that they used were all old and used. You know what? I'll be honest with you. Just based off the webpage, not my wisdom, but just by, I don't know what it was. Just looking at their webpage, like the description they had about their company, their mission, it looked professional, but it didn't convince me. You get what I mean? Like I didn't feel 100% positive, and that was my gut talking to me. I lasted at that job, guys, for a couple of years, and I hated it. Every day of my life, I hated that job. And then and there is when I learned, okay, I have to trust my gut more often. Like I can't just base my decisions just off of wisdom. Your gut, it talks to you, guys. I'm sure everybody talks to everybody differently, but mine, I don't know, mine's really based off of fear. So you just need to trust your gut, guys. It's gonna save you guys a lot of headaches, a lot of time. It really will. So trust your gut. And my last but not least point or topic, guys, invest greatly on tools. What do I mean by tools? I don't mean physical tools like a hammer drill or a hammer or whatever. I'm talking about anything that permits you to make money in life, anything that permits you to make your life easier. So for example, right now, I'm just studying on my own AI. There's only so many free tools out there. Well, okay, I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of free tools, but there's gonna be tools that you really need, and you know, your credits, they give you credits and they're gonna run out. So you have to pay monthly. So if that tool is gonna permit you in a month to make $200, for example, which is not much money, and they have a subscription, you have to pay for a subscription which costs $20 a month. If you're making a sacrifice on, you know, spending less money on your vices point number 2, you could take that money and spend it on the app or the tool that you need in your life, right? So you have to think about those things, because sometimes we get caught up on, hey, it costs $20 a month. I'm already paying for these other apps. Or I'm already paying for Netflix. Guys, tools are gonna get you farther than you can, especially AI. So tools are, especially nowadays, I mean, if you're working online, I mean, you're gonna need a lot of tools. There's gonna be a lot of things that you need. Another thing that could be a tool is courses. Pay for courses to educate yourself. If you don't have money for university, guys, there's courses that cost $50 a month. I think a lot of people can afford that. And that's gonna permit you to polish up your skills. Your tools are gonna permit you to get further in life, to polish up your skills, to build that thing that you wanted to build, that you've always wanted to build. You know, think about a person who's building a house. To build a house, you need to have a hammer, you need to have nails. Just an example, you know, obviously you need a lot more tools, but think about it that way. You know, these are things that are going to permit you to be able to get to your destination, you know, because you need that knowledge. So tools could be a course, tools could be an app, tools can be a lot of things. But yeah, that's definitely something that I'm gonna do personally in 2025. And guys, if you guys found any value from this video that I just made on my 5 topics, which was learn how to use AI as much as possible, spend less money on your vices and less time resting, don't feel guilty for cutting people off, because if they really love you, they'll stick around. Very important, always trust your gut. Always trust your gut. And last but not least, invest money on tools, guys. It'll get you far in life. And this is what I'm applying in my life in 2025. So if you found any value from it, drop a comment, guys. Let me know, how was the video? Let me know what you liked about it. Let me know if you would like to know about an app that can help you, a free app. And I hope to see you guys soon in another video. Ciao.